Truth be told, he's always been a hustler on a mission. Mission for greatness. Some people are naturally blessed with the hustler's ambition. Now this story is one that we're all quite familiar with. This man had talent and a dream. Three things that he always had besides his 45 with intelligence, ambition, and intuition. Hustler is not simply born. The true hustler is created as he adapts to the bullshit this world throws at him.
Hey, what's up, BGK gang? I'm just here to let you know about an exciting breeding we just completed. We have our DDK's the Hawk daughter, Coco, bred to BGK's Debo, who is a first pick rock son. So that is BGK's the Rock, DDK's the Hawk, in the same pedigree. Puppies just dropped. The litter was all males, 7 males. Amazing, monster-sized males. Check out the website. Hey, what up, BGK gang? This is Andre of Big Gemini Kennels, aka BGK. Welcome back. Smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, drop a comment, let us know what you're thinking. Make sure you hit that alert button so that you're notified every time we drop content, and that's gonna be frequently because we came to drop bombs. Beast mode.
Hey, what up? So today, Dre BGK is here to hit you with a story time. Let's get ready for a BGK story time.
This video is about the time that I sold 2 XL American Bullies that I loved a lot, BGK's Nipsey and BGK's Bruiser, to rapper, actor, Young Jock, and some real messed up stuff happened. Yo, I'm still mad about that.
What's up, BGK family? It's your boy Andre BGK, right back at you with another video. I won't call this one a banger because it make me want to bang on somebody, man. Today's video is a little bit more serious. It's about a celebrity that I decided to sell 2 young adult males to, and he did wrong by them on all levels. Now, I want you to be clear, I'm not the type to go online and try to bang on people and try to expose a celebrity client. I'm very appreciative of my clients. Most of my clients are great clients, great guardians for these dogs. They make them a part of their family, treat them right, and to all of you that do that, celebrity or non-celebrity, I'm highly grateful. Thank you to my BGK family. Most of you guys do the right thing by the dogs, and most of my dogs live extremely spoiled, great lives. Now, Young Jock decided to contact me. He said he had been following my Instagram page for a long time. My Instagram page, by the way, is @largestpitbulls. @largestpitbulls. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm very active on there. I have some great followers on there. Shout out to DJ Khaled for following me. I appreciate you. We the best. I feel the same way. But check this out. So Young Jock decided to contact me. The first time I actually made any contact with Young Jock was he actually had hopped in my comments on one of my posts. I didn't even realize he was following me at this point because I have a decent amount of followers, so I don't really just go through them to see who's following me. I didn't notice he was following me until he commented saying, "Hey man, contact me, hit me in the DMs. I'm looking to pick up a couple pups."
Yo, I took this screenshot today because I'm pretty sure after this, Young Jock isn't going to be following me anymore. But as you can see, as of, what is today? 11/27/2021. Here he is following me. We following each other right now. And I'm only following to see if there's any updates on the dogs, which I seriously doubt because they disappeared at this point. One thing I can tell you about me is I care way more about my dogs than a celebrity follow. I appreciate them. I don't need them. I love my dogs, though. As you can see, it says follow back because I already decided I'm not going to follow him any longer. I'm not the type of person to keep following somebody that I don't respect, so it is what it is. That's why it says follow back, period. I was only following him to see what happened with the dogs, and clearly I ain't going to find that out that way. So at this point, he follows me, but I no longer follow him.
Now, to be honest with you and transparent with you, I was a fan of Young Jock from back in the day when he dropped that first song, It's Going Down. Like, we all know and love that song, right? I'm not going to sit here and try to front like I wasn't somebody that knew and loved that song as well. I also had seen him on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta with him and his kids. Seemed like a real solid stand-up dude. Love the ladies. Can't be mad at that. It is what it is. So he seemed like he's a real cool dude, man. So I was excited to do business with him. I was excited that he knew about my kennel and wanted to do business with BGK. It was a good thing. So I slid him my number in the DM. We hopped on the phone, and when he got on the phone, I noticed it was him, not an assistant. I don't deal with assistants. If I'm not dealing directly with the person that is going to actually have my dog, don't even bother calling me. I don't get starstruck. I'm not that type of dude, period. So with that being said, Jock seemed like a real solid dude on the phone. We was talking. He let me know, hey man, I was like, I'm looking for a couple dogs. I'm like, oh, I got some pups on the ground right now that are fire. I have some upcoming breedings that are actually going to be fire as well. And he was like, I don't want to get a pup. I don't want anything from your upcoming breedings, man. I need a couple young adults. I actually like that one dog you posted. You had posted this dog called, what was his name? Nipsey. I was like, oh, BGK's Nipsey, man, that's one of my keepers. I plan on keeping him. He was like, man, I'll give you a really good price if you sell him, and I need one more to go with him. So I was really thinking about it. And honestly, I personally bred these dogs and kept these dogs for my own personal use in my breeding program. That was the purpose of them being at my ranch, being on one of my properties, was that I would be using these dogs in my breeding program in the future because I love their pedigree and the physical attributes that they carry. And they're both extremely young. I told them, you know what, let me think about it. And I decided, you know what? This will be good marketing for the kennel. It'll be good publicity for the kennel. And from what Jock told me over the phone, he's going to take excellent care of these dogs. He's going to make sure they want for nothing and they get everything they need and deserve. So I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and rock out, bro. Let's do it. I know the second dog to go along with this dog. So I decided to sell him two BGK Debo sons. BGK's Nipsey, BGK's Bruiser. BGK's Nipsey personally was my favorite. I can't lie. Had a beautiful coat, super lovely coat, great look. Ever since he was a puppy, he was just very, very impressive. I had turned down many other offers for this dog previously. A lot of people had tried to buy BGK's Nipsey from me, and I had told them no. Why did I tell Jock yes? Because I figured he was going to give him a great home. He would still be able to be used by me because Jock did agree to still allow me to use BGK's Nipsey in my breeding program. And also Jock agreed to do a 30-minute interview with me in exchange for a slight discount on the dogs. I agreed to all those terms, right? And I told Jock, I really kind of think you should go with a puppy first, bro. Why don't you try a couple puppies? He's like, nah, man, I want something to guard my family, to hold my family down a lot because I travel a lot. I'm doing Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I'm filming. I have a radio show that I'm hosting. And I'm on the road all the time. And I want a couple dogs that are going to hold down my family. You know what? I can't be mad at him for that. All right? And I also knew that the temperament of the dogs I was giving him was very stable, very family friendly. They weren't overly aggressive. They had well-balanced temperaments. And they were still young enough to be able to adapt to a new family and a new owner that would take care of them. So I agreed to sell him BGK's Nipsey and BGK's Bruiser. Both of these dogs, very impressive. And what I did just to make sure that I was taking all the steps to be a responsible breeder prior to shipping these dogs out to him was I put them in one of my dog runs that's about 70 feet by 30 feet, you know. And by the way, it's chain link. And remember this because that chain link aspect is going to come back into play later. I had them in a 70 by 30 foot chain link dog run, and that's where they spent their time together. I made sure there was no food aggression, so when I fed them that they weren't trying to kill each other or anything like that. You know, you got two young males, you don't know if one of them was going to be a little testy, but they collaborated and worked really well together. So I showed young Jock video of the two dogs interacting with each other. He wanted updated pictures of each dog. I sent him updated pictures of each dog. He was extremely excited to get the dogs. I was extremely excited that young Jock was purchasing two dogs from us. Seemed like a win-win, and I will still be able to use these dogs in the future. All right, so I contacted my friend Big Rich of Blue Collar Pet Transport, and if you're ever looking for ground transport for your dogs from your front door to whoever's front door that the dog is going to, this is a company that I highly recommend. His name is Big Rich of Blue Collar Pet Transport. I've known him for a long time. He's been transporting for me for years. He's never done a bad job. He always gets it done. So I knew this was the guy that I want to hire. Well, Rich ain't going to drive. He's got drivers. But I knew this was the company that I wanted to hire to go ahead and make this transport and drive these two dogs that I was selling to Young Jock from my ranch, from the BGK ranch in LA over to Atlanta to Young Jock's front door, right? So I go in and got in contact with Rich. Rich said he'll make sure everything went smooth. I asked him to make sure that I got video footage of the dogs along the way until they made it to Young Jock, and also to get a video once with Young Jock once Young Jock received the two dogs, right? So in the meantime, I'm on the phone with Young Jock, and I'm telling him all the things I feel that he needs to know about an XL American Bully and how to properly care for my dogs and the characteristics of my dogs and how to make sure that he was able to integrate them into his family without an issue, since these are some big ass dogs. BGK's Nipsey was between 135 and 150, and BGK's Bruiser is definitely between 130 and 140. These are big dogs, and they're not done growing. Like I told you, they were both just shy of a year and a half, which means they have at least until they're 3 or 4 to continue growing. So they had a lot of developing left to do. These dogs are going to be huge. And I was telling him that. And I was also telling him I will not have to say anything different when they arrive. The same way they look in the pictures, the same way they look in the videos, it's the same way that they're going to be once they arrive to you. So as I'm telling Young Jock about how to care for the dogs, he's telling me, hey man, I'm a dog man. I've been dealing with dogs my entire life. I've had dogs since I was little. Dogs are my passion. And I scroll through a social media page, just like I tell all my breeders to do. Go through your social media. Make sure that their dogs are going to a good place as much as you can. And I noticed that he had dogs inside of his rim shop. He had some Frenchies in there with one of his friends. He seemed like he was a real solid family dude. His vibe on the phone was real solid, real friendly, real family oriented, real business oriented. Seemed like a real cool dude. So I felt like, okay, you know, this is all going to be a go. This is a green light. Jock told me actually that previously in 2010, he had an incident in which he had 2 pit bulls escape from his property, even though he had them firmly secured, and they had went out and attacked his neighbor's dog. And after they attacked his neighbor's dog, they greatly damaged his neighbor's dog, and that the neighbor decided to sue him. The city decided to cite him, even though he had done the right thing, and that he had learned from that, and that was back in 2010.
So after Jock told me that, I decided to do a little Googling to find out what happened during that event myself when his last 2 pit bulls got loose and went out and attacked somebody else's dog. This is what I found. Young Jock has found himself at the center of yet another dog attack controversy when 2 of his pit bull terriers attacked a neighbor's dog in Fayette County, Georgia. According to the reports, the dangerous dogs escaped Jock's property through a gate and subsequently attacked a neighbor's dog. The breed has not been specified, which was left injured but is expected to survive. Young Jock's pit bulls were secured by electric collars which reportedly malfunctioned, allowing them to run freely through the neighborhood. The "It's Going Down" rapper quickly apologized for the attack and offered to pay for the owner's wounded dog's medical expenses. Additionally, Jock was cited for the incident by the police and will have to pay an undisclosed fine. Yeah, but notice this. At the beginning of this, it said Young Jock has found himself at the center of yet another dog attack controversy. This lets me know this is not the first time. It's happened before, and then it happened again with my dogs.
Now, he's buying these dogs from me in the spring of 2021, the spring of this year, right? So I told him, hey man, make sure with my dogs that this doesn't happen, because you don't want 2 140-pound dogs, XL American Bullies, and to anybody else, they're just going to think they're huge pit bulls running your neighborhood, looking to attack other people's dogs, or even worse, maybe somebody else can get injured because these dogs are just running wild through the neighborhood and not in your control. He goes, man, come on, I know what I'm doing. I know how to handle these dogs. That was 11 years ago. I know how to handle this. All right? So be it. We talked a lot of different times on FaceTime. Every time I called him, he would answer. He was real easy on the communication. He had a radio show in the morning, so we would talk in the afternoons and the evenings, constantly communicating, preparing for him to get the dogs. He actually asked me, would I hold the dogs for an additional 3 to 4 weeks so that he can get his yard of his current property fully fenced in and enclosed so that the dogs had an enclosed property to go to. Okay, you know what? No problem, man. I done kept these dogs until they're young adults. I'll hold them an extra 3 to 4 weeks. So I chose to do that. I held the dogs for an extra 3 to 4 weeks. I scheduled the shipping. The time came. The shipper came.
There they are, Jock. It's your boys, man. He barely fitting in that one. We need a bigger crate for him.
Blue Collar Transport pulled up in a beautiful van like they always do. Well put together. They had brand new nice dog crates for the dogs to go into. I videotaped the entire time for Jock to see. The dogs are leaving. Young Jock did not want to pay everything up front, even though he told me how well he knew my kennel. So he had paid me half of the money up front, and then he said he would give me the other half after taking delivery of the dogs once they reached his house in Atlanta. I had no problem with that. I do good business. You want to pay me the other half once they get there? Just make sure you give me all my money when they get there. No problem. Let's do it. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about him seeing the dogs and changing his mind. I know the quality I produce. So we went ahead and agreed to that. The dogs left out with Blue Collar Pet Transport, and they kept sending me videos of the dogs on the road. Blue Collar Pet Transport was saying, man, these dogs get along great. I had no problem dealing with them at the different rest areas. Everything is going fine. So finally, Blue Collar Pet Transport reaches Atlanta. Once they reach Atlanta, they contact Young Jock. As a matter of fact, I had already put them in contact with Young Jock. They had each other's number, so Young Jock can directly communicate with the pet transporter and make sure he coordinated and met him at his home once they arrived in Atlanta. So finally they get there. They let them know, hey, we're in Atlanta, Jock. We got your dogs. We're not far. And they let me know the same thing. So I called Jock, hey, the dogs are in Atlanta. I need you to go ahead and make that deposit and get me paid off so that we can give you the dogs. I made sure that we had negotiated what we talked about. Remember, I get the breeding rights to be able to use Nipsey in the future because I want to use them. And also, the 30-minute interview that I am discounting you for, I knocked X amount of dollars, I'm not going to say the exact amount, off the price because he guaranteed me that he would give me a 30-minute interview either on Zoom or over the telephone. Perfect. Everything's working good. So, the first red flag, I guess the first one should have been when he told me about what happened in 2010, but I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because he sounds extremely responsible over the phone, and he's telling me that that was 11 years ago. I know I'm a more responsible person than I was 11 years ago, so I'm not going to hold that against him, especially when he's spending a good price point on these dogs and showing me how interested and serious he is about this transaction. Now, I know Young Jock is probably going to unfollow me after this video goes out, and I don't care. I think TMZ needs to know. I think PETA needs to know. I don't care what the hell he does. I don't want somebody that will follow me that won't take care of their dogs.
Allegedly.
I don't need you to follow me, bruh. Kick rocks. It don't bother me at all. At all. I'm more of a dog person than I am a people person. Y'all need to know that about me. Obviously, Young Jock doesn't know that about me. Now, I'm not saying every celebrity is going to be an irresponsible piece of shit like he turned out to be.
Allegedly.
But I will say that I do care more about my dogs than the celebrity. As long as you guys are giving them a good home, you'll have a friend in me. That's all I ask. But do what you say you're going to do. Let me show you the video that Young Jock made for me after my shipper showed up and he seen the dogs. He was happy with the dogs. He wanted to talk about how much he had been following me and how I was a great breeder and I'm a responsible breeder, and he knew that the dogs would be good coming from my kennel. Check this video out. This is the video Young Jock made up on receiving the dogs.
Come on. So Jock, how long have you been into bullies?
Man, I've been liking dogs my whole life. I've always been a fan of bigger breed dogs. And once the whole bully game started to explode, I kind of, really fell in love with them. And over the time, of course, the exotics, all the smaller, the bullies, the Frenchies, and all that. I like it all, but I just got tired of spending so much money on dogs that couldn't protect me or wouldn't protect me, or just dogs that looked at, designer dogs are like Birkin bags, you know what I'm saying? You just balling because you got one, but it really ain't doing much for you, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And it's really been cool working with Dre at BGK because I've been watching him for a long time, so I knew that there was a certain level of integrity in his whole process of how he just handles the dogs, deals with the dogs, and breeds his dogs.
Our cameraman ran into Young Jock. Apparently, Young Jock just purchased 2 huge, top-quality pit bulls for his family. These dogs are huge monsters. Young Jock initially became famous from his hit song, It's Going Down. Young Jock is currently starring in the hit TV show Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, as well as his #1 rated radio show, The Morning Show Takeover. Young Jock has also opened up a rim shop in Atlanta. Here's what he had to say about his new dogs.
The temperament, I mean, they appear to be good. It's my first day with them, of course. But as you see, just with a little, of the, through the exchange of the dog breeder and myself, the dog transporter and myself, everything appears to be cool. This one is Nipsey. He's a big boy. This right here is Bruiser. Now, very, very strong dogs. And of course, a lot of people ask questions when it comes to buying animals, especially off of the internet, because you don't know if the dog gonna get there and be sick. You don't know if the dog gonna really look like you saw in the videos and the pics. You don't know if the temperament's gonna match what you're looking for. Yeah, you don't even know if you're gonna get the animal sometimes. You don't know if you're gonna get ripped off. But shouts out to the to BGK. Shouts out to Blue Collar Pet Transport. Oh, that's a strong. Some big old boys right here. Come on, here. Hey. 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 Hey.
So all in all, the overall experience was good.
Oh yeah, man, I'm very pleased. I feel good. I probably would have wanted to get them a little smaller to start with, but they only like a year old, so I feel like I still got enough time to, for them to learn me and me to learn them, learn the property, understand commands. We got a lot of training, a lot of work to do, but I'm happy as hell, I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, now after that video was made, Young Jock had my driver bring the dogs back over to his house, and he put up the first red flag. The driver called me and said, hey man, and I'm not going to say the driver's name, but he was like, hey man, Young Jock said he doesn't have anywhere to put these dogs. He hasn't got the gates put up on his property so they can run the yard. He said he'd been meaning to get to that, but he hadn't done it. By the way, he was telling me that the gates were done.
Allegedly.
But on the phone, he's telling my guy that, oh, hey man, this is not done, because my guy is there and he can see that the gates aren't done. He's at Jock's house, right? And he was like, hey man, can I buy the 2 cages that you guys ship the dogs in? And also, can you take me to the store to buy dog food? I'm kind of like, whoa. He wants to buy the enclosures, so he's not prepared. He's not prepared at all. And by the way, the cages that they use to transport them in the vans are not enclosures that you can keep a dog in long term. These are big dogs in small enclosures being transported from Los Angeles to Atlanta. This is only meant for that purpose. This is not meant to keep 2 large dogs in your backyard because you don't have a fence for them. That was red flag number 1. Red flag number 2 is when Jock let me know, hey man, my wife won't even come out and look at the dogs. She didn't know that I was getting the dogs, allegedly. Okay? Allegedly, this is what he's telling me. So I'm like, what do you mean she doesn't know? She's like, dude, she won't even come outside and look at the dogs, much less pet them. She's mad. So obviously, he didn't do what I've always told everybody on my channel to do, and that's make sure you talk to your wife, to your spouse, to your significant other, whatever type of relationship you have. Make sure you communicate this to the other party so you guys are on the same page to make sure that you both want these dogs. Clearly, he wanted the dog and his wife didn't want the dogs.
Allegedly.
And that's a big issue because like Jock told me initially, he's going a lot of the time. He's filming Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. He has a rim shop. He has a radio show. He's going on the road to try to do music business. So the dogs are going to be with his wife and children 90% of the time, and she won't even come outside and look at the dogs. This is obviously a huge conflict of interest here. How is this going to work? If he's not there most of the time and she's supposed to care for the dogs, my spider sense is tingling. Like this feels like some bullshit, some celebrity bullshit, which is still bullshit. I don't give a damn about if you're a celebrity or not. No disrespect to all the good celebrities out there that do love and care for the animals. This is not meant for you. I respect you guys. Thank you for being who you are. But as far as Young Jock goes, that doesn't apply to him. This is an irresponsible, immature, childish man-child.
Allegedly.
He's acting like a kid in a grown man's body. That's the way that he conducted himself in the long run.
Allegedly.
He comes off initially as responsible, but the more you get to know him, the worse off it is.
Allegedly.
I wish I never ever dealt with him and I just heard his music, because I could still actually have some respect for him as opposed to confirm that he is a piece of shit.
Allegedly.
And honestly, We don't need to be in the same space at the same time ever, bro, because it ain't going to end good. And that's no threat. I'm not saying anything like I'm going to do something to him. It's just not, it's not wise for us to be in the same space at the same time ever. Trust me, he ain't built for that. Anyway, so with that being said, my pet shipper agrees to sell him the 2 dog crates that was used to transport the dogs. And Jock says to me, that's initially where he's keeping these dogs, inside of the dog crates. All right. Now that kind of bothers me because, man, they were in a nice 70 by 30 chain link dog run. 70 by 30 feet. That's a decent run. You could put a horse in that run and it would have been okay. So that bothered me, man. So on April 20th, I want you guys to kind of read along. I'll show this on the screen. So on April 20th, I hit Jock up. I said, what's good, big dog? Are you getting the gates today? How are the boys doing? Because I feel it's my job to check on these 2 young adults that I place with him to make sure that everything is going good, that they're integrating with his family well, that he's not having any problems with them, that they're still acting the same way they were acting on my property. I'm just trying to be a responsible breeder and follow up with my client to make sure all is well with the new acquisition that he has, because I care about these dogs just as much as I care about any of my other dogs. It doesn't make a difference who they're with, celebrity or a regular client. I like to know that my dogs are doing well. All right? And I told him, also, can you send over the radio show from Friday, my guy? He was supposed to send me a radio clip from where he had been telling everybody at the radio station how much he loved the dogs, how big they were, how beautiful they were, how well behaved they were. And he said that everybody on the radio was tripping about that. So we went ahead and he told me he's going to send that over, so I asked him about that in the text. So that's what that text is referencing. So I'm going to recap. April 20th, I send out, what's good, big dog? Are you getting the gates done today? How are the boys doing? The dogs is obviously the boys. Also, can you send over the radio show from Friday, my guy? He doesn't respond. I don't want to bug him. I figure he's busy, so I don't hit him again until like April 29th. Now, by the way, before this, he was responding all the time. Every time I called him, he's either calling me right back within the hour or a couple hours later. All right? But, you know, people get busy. I understand that. I get busy, too. So I took no offense to that. April 29th, I contact him again. I say, hey, my guy, how are the dogs doing? How are they adjusting with the family? You get the gates put up? Notice I keep bringing, do you get the gates put up? Because my spider senses is tingling, and the fact that he bought those kennels from my boy, those crates from my transporter, as opposed to having something prepared, showing me that he's an irresponsible owner.
Allegedly.
From the beginning, from the day they showed up, even though he had me hold them for an extra 3 to 4 weeks, basically an extra month, until he was supposedly, allegedly, quote unquote, prepared, which clearly he wasn't, really bothered me. So I'm asking him about the gates. His response pissed me the hell off. This is where all hell broke loose in my mind. He says, man, my heart is broken. They are gone, bro. I put them in a kennel and they got out, bro, and never came back. Does that sound familiar? 2 dogs getting out from Jock, running the neighborhood, allegedly. I really don't even know if that happened, because what I'm thinking in my mind is his wife didn't want to take care of him.
Allegedly.
She didn't even want to pet him. He's gone all the time, so he either sold those dogs or got rid of those dogs.
Allegedly.
With that being said, just so y'all know, I have a $5,000 reward if you can let me know where those dogs are located. You seen their pictures and videos in this video. I'm telling you they're somewhere in Atlanta, for sure. Either running loose because Jock didn't secure them like he allegedly told me via text, or he sold or gave them to somebody. I just want to know if he did sell them or give them to somebody, that they're okay, or if not, the location, so that I can enforce my contract, because my contract allows me to legally repossess my dogs. It gives me first right to purchase them back, and if not, the right to repossess them. I told him, when he told me that they had broke out of the kennel and never came back, and he put a bunch of crying emojis, man, save me the crying emojis, bro. Oh, I don't even want to say what I want to say. I told him, hold up, bro, are you joking? They are gone? Bro, I love the shit out of Nipsey and Bruiser. Bro, please tell me they aren't gone. Talk to me, big bro. What happened? What kind of kennel? This is Jock responding to me. He says, I paid like $1,500. Nip went crazy on that shit, fam. I ain't never seen no dog that strong, bro. He used his teeth and ripped a hole in that shit. I replied to Jock, damn, was it a chain link kennel? When did this happen? He said, yes, and I had to reinforce that shit and everything, bro. Now I know he's lying.
Allegedly.
Because remember, they were in a 70 by 30 foot chain link dog run. How come they never chewed through that fence? It's the same chain link. How come they never chewed through the fence at my BGK ranch when they're in a 70 by 30 chain link dog run? You know why? Because that's not what really happened, allegedly. Alright? He doesn't understand that I know dogs. Clearly he doesn't know that I know dogs. Alright? I'm trying to do damage control at this point. I'm telling him with these dogs that don't mean anything, bro. They will shed it if it isn't a steel kennel. Now, the kennel I had them inside was not chain link. They had a kennel inside of a chain link yard. You know? So, he was supposed to put the gates up in the first place. So, none of this should even be a conversation. If he was even a slightly responsible dog owner,
allegedly,
this would have never happened in a million years. This was 100% avoidable. He should have got puppies from the gate like I told him. But he insisted in young adults to protect his family, but he's not telling his family that he's bringing
allegedly
them there, nor is he preparing his yard for these two big XL American bullies that he decided to bring in.
Allegedly.
So what happens is a repeat of what happened in 2010, and the dogs are allegedly broke loose and gone, which would be a big liability. And he's swearing to me, I'm not going to go through all the text messages because it just pisses me off and make me even madder, but he swears to me he's looking at every animal shelter for day after day. He said, I'm calling all the animal shelters. So what I did is, I know his address, obviously, because my pet transporter dropped it off there. I'm checking with all the animal shelters in the area. I'm talking to staff. I'm looking at all the pictures of the new animals they took, the current animals they have. I'm researching day after day, week after week, month after month. I keep contacting Jock, asking, did he get the dogs? Did he find the dogs? And all he's saying is, no, I didn't find them, no. And he doesn't seem like he's concerned anymore. So clearly, he either knows where these dogs are or he don't give a shit about them. Either way, it's all bad. So then I started asking him, hey man, I need to do that interview. Now at this point, I didn't want to do the interview as the fan that I initially was. I wanted to do the interview as the upset, pissed off dog breeder that I am right this minute. That's why I wanted to do the interview. My goal was to get him online, start doing the interview, and halfway through the questions say, where the hell are the dogs at, Jock? You did this before in 2010. 2 pit bulls got away from you and attacked your neighbor's dog and you got sued and cited by the city, Jock. How come that happened again, Jock? Why weren't the gates put up, Jock? Why didn't you tell your wifey that the dogs were coming to your house, Jock?
Allegedly.
Why you being an irresponsible little Jock?
Allegedly.
That's what I want to say. He don't know that, but that's the only words I got for him. It ain't like he gonna do something about it. He be dumb to try. I mean, I want all the smoke, bro. It's up. It's all the way up. Period. So, with that being said, man, this whole thing pisses me off. I've never recovered the dogs. I don't know where BGK's Nipsey is. I don't know where BGK's Bruiser is. Jock might know, but he's lying about it if he does, because he's saying they ripped through the kennel that he bought and just got loose and ran away somewhere in the neighborhood. But no animal control center has found them. They've never turned up anywhere. So unless he got rid of those dogs to a friend or sold them to somebody else because he knew how valuable they were, because clearly he paid for them, I don't know where they are. If you guys can help me find it, please do. If you guys can help me get in touch with TMZ, get in touch with PETA to let them know that young Jock is an irresponsible pet owner.
Allegedly.
That had the same thing happen in 2021, that happened in 2011, where 2 dogs were given to him to be responsible for, and the next thing you know, they disappeared. Whether they got loose or he got rid of them, whatever happened wasn't right. Man, I don't even like talking about this. The more I talk about it, it just pisses me off. But yo, I don't even like talking about this because it pisses me off that much. But as far as young Jock goes, I've lost all respect. I have zero respect. If you ever see him coming at you to buy a dog, know that dog will be in danger. It will not be cared for.
Allegedly.
And it's most likely going to go the same route as of the last 4 dogs that I know of that he had. The 2 pit bulls that got out, and then the 2 XL American bullies that allegedly got out. all of them are just gone. Gone. That's what happened when dogs go to Jock Place. Allegedly, they disappear. So, I don't even want to finish the story time, man. This is Andre BGK, and I'm out.
Allegedly!
Make sure you check out the book that we have coming out called the XL American Bully Legends, The Evolution, which documents all the founding dogs that the XL American Bully breed is built around, that shaped the Moat breed into what it is today. That will both be on Amazon and my site as well. I'm actually going to be bundling those two books together for a great price if you decide to go by my site, or you can buy a full price over at Amazon.com. I will make sure that link is in the pinned comment underneath this video.
If you'd like to know more about these dogs, please check out my ebook, BGK's Dog Care Secrets and Breeding Tips. It's available on Amazon.com and has got great reviews. You can check that out yourself. The link will be in the description. And you can also purchase it on my website, BigGeminiKennels.com. That's BIGGEMINI, Kennels.com. You can purchase it right there. I'm working on part 2 right now since I got such a great response to my first book. If you're a pet owner and you're looking for tips to help it grow and reach its maximum potential, and what exercises and dog food and supplements to use, this book is for you. If you're a breeder that's established and you're looking to learn more about marketing and the different tips and tricks we use when delivering litters and marketing our pups and making sure they reach their fullest potential, this book is for you. If you're a breeder that's just starting out or you're looking to become a breeder, this will give you all the insight you need on picking your foundation stock all the way up to how to breed and the type of breedings to use and what's most effective. This book is for you. Remember, our motto is always quality matters. I'm out.